Okay, guys, one of the big things the district has asked us to do is try to decrease how many injuries, and especially little things that we're sending to the clinic, because the nurse is just getting backed up. She has too much business, let's call it, being sent from PE to her department. So what we're going to ask you to do is a couple of thoughts. Before you ever go to the clinic, I need you to put a couple of things in mind. First thing, if you're saying you have signs of heat illness, and we'll go over what the signs of heat illness are, but if you go to the clinic and you say that, or anything about head injuries, if you have anything that you're talking about with that, they cannot mess around with it. Heat illness and head injuries are so serious that if you say you have a concussion and you say those symptoms, and if you exaggerate, I'm not saying it's a lie, but if you exaggerate your symptoms, they don't have a choice. We have to call 911 immediately. And I need you to understand that a trip from an ambulance is a minimum of $1,000 right now. And that's outside of insurance. That's not the school's cost. That's what your family has to pay whenever you go into an ambulance. Sometimes it's much more than that. So we need you to be honest about what you're going through. We want you to get medical attention if you need it, but please do not exaggerate. And we have a system that may help you with that. Before we get into the pain scale, though, I want to tell you that if you go to the clinic, they have to notify us that you went after class. Or if we send you to the clinic during class, we need you to know that right off the bat, that means immediately, even if you come back tomorrow and you say, oh, I'm okay now, that means that you said you were so hurt you needed to see a medical professional. And if you're that injured, that means you need to sit out for at least a day. So whenever you go to the clinic, plan on sitting next to us the next day so you can have enough time to recuperate from that big serious injury that you needed to see a medical professional for. But whenever you have an injury, just know that we have ice on the cart. We always carry it with us. We also have Band-Aids, all that kind of stuff. And usually what we're going to ask you to do is to sit next to us and look at this pain scale. Now, what we're going to ask you right off the bat is, are you hurt or are you injured? If you're hurt, that means that you just bumped something or you fell and it hurt really bad at first, but that pain will start going away rather quickly. If you're injured, it means that your pain is going to stay way up here and it's not going to go away until they put the bone back in place or until you get the medical attention it takes to help you. Now, to figure out the difference between being hurt and injured, we use this pain scale. Let me just turn this right over there. And what it says is we have a continuum that goes from 0 pain at the very bottom in the blue all the way to a level 10, which means that it's so hurt you can't even move it. Right around a number 3, maybe the green number 4, right before the yellow starts at 5, the 3 or 4, you can make it to class. It's not a big deal. I'd say a 2 or a 3, if you wanted to play, I'd let you go right back in. Anything that's a 5 and up, we need to send you to the clinic for. So we're going to ask you to read this scale whenever you get injured. Now, we have a copy of this hanging on a bulletin board in the gym by the water fountain, and each coach will carry this scale in their binder wherever they go. So as soon as you get injured, you'll check in with us and we'll have you read this scale. First and foremost, we want you to know that if you're hurt, we want you to get medical attention. Okay, we want you to get the help that you need. But we also don't want the clinic to get burdened with little jammed fingers and things that are just going to heal on their own and you don't need any help with. We also want to make sure that you get the concept that academics come first. So if you come to PE and you play and then you can't go to your next period for one of those academic classes like math or science or history or language arts, you're now losing your learning for the day because you played a game. And we can't do that. So serious injuries, we go to the clinic. Anything that's just kind of hurt but will go away on its own, let's tough it out. Report it immediately to your coach. Always report it immediately to your coach. But please, let's try to take care of most of this stuff in-house. I think if we do this, we'll take pressure off of the nurse, and I think we'll all be a lot happier. Thank you very much.